Okay, another one of these.
I'm trying to remember how to remake my stealth build. Hold on, Josh.
I'm hoping that I don't find an... I don't think there'd be anything else that would make for a third of these, but...
Alright.
Good luck to you.
After this, we should be done with talking about bad weapons. I
We're
pray.
going to live forever.
Yes. Okay, so there's 13 brand new weapons in here that we missed, and 3 that are each here a second time for different reasons. The first one we did not give enough. The second one it just needs one final thing, and the third one we took away its gimmick and we didn't give it a new gimmick, which kind of leaves it an objectively worse rescue ranger.
I spaced out for the entirety of what you said.
13 new weapons, 3 old ones. The old ones are here for different reasons, and one of them is just currently a worse rescue ranger with what we gave it. Sharpened Volcano Fragment. What we gave it last time was a 10% damage bonus against burning targets. That's barely a buff, honestly. That is barely a damage buff.
Yeah.
So, you know how Pyro is like basically the combo class of TF2? What if we made the Volcano Fragment more of a combo weapon with a 10% faster switch to and a holstering speed? Allowing you to pull the thing out, smack someone on the face with it, and then swap back to Flare Gun or Dragon's Fury for that damage bonus. %110% faster holster speed, yes.
Holy fruit.
I think this could leave the Volcano Fragment in, by far, a much better place than it's currently in. That should do it, a faster switch to a
this build sucks, I'm sorry, Josh.
Alright, second revisit. Zeulapul Kabur.
Missing everything.
Uh-oh, I opened up Twitch by accident.
I mean...
Go away, Twitch.
Basically what we're doing is just giving the Sharpened Volcano Fragment a watered down extinguisher.
I mean,
yeah.
At the very least, even if it is just a watered down extinguisher, at least this would allow it to serve some sort of purpose.
I guess.
Because think about it, pairing the Volcano Fragment with faster, the Volcano Fragment plus the Flare Gun currently allows you to deal more damage quicker than if you were using a flamethrower because of their very little burst damage. But melees are very good at burst damage.
Fair.
Now the Caber, what we talked about last time was fixing 2 bugs, the texture just kind of breaking at times, and it not mini-critting off of shields, and then giving it a 45-second recharge meter. This pulls it very close to the range of being good. Now, its initial nerf was due to the fact that it used to be capable of one-shotting medics, which you can imagine is a very, very big problem for competitive.
Fact, there is also a hidden damage penalty on the just melee damage.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's because doesn't it deal like 40-something on a swing instead of 65? 55, yeah, it does 55 on a swing, yeah. Which is very strange that that's completely hidden. So, in terms of this final buff, I'm thinking a 130 combined hit plus explosion. It's like the hit with the hit followed by the explosion equals 130 damage consistently.
I mean, just removing that hidden damage penalty would be fine.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Hydine.
We good to go, Matt?
Yeah.
Because removing this hinted damage penalty...
Infamy 5, I play this game too much.
So giving it a, you know, consistent regular melee hit of 65 plus the explosion would allow it to consistently one-shot light classes without really breaking any other terrifying damage threshold, without crits, obviously. And the final thing we're talking about again, before we get on to new shit, is the Pumpin. We took away its cloak and uber drain gimmick and just gave it faster projectiles with a tiny bit more damage. With this, it is just an objectively worse rescue ranger in every way, shape, and form.
True.
So, something I thought of was allowing it to destroy sappers with 2 shots.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times where, like, you'll be forced to walk away from your buildings for, you know, a list of reasons. Whatever reason it is, you've been forced to move away from your buildings, and then a spy who's been hiding in the corner for the last 15 minutes comes out and saps everything. And you've got to just shoot it with the... You don't have time to get there. You could only save 1 building if you ran over there, but you could shoot at it to maybe break 1 or 2 off.
Yeah.
Remove a gimmick that makes the weapon very unfun to use and give it a gimmick that would actually make it pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
And now new shit. First of all, 5 weapons for Scout. Once again, a massive handful. This poor Boston boy has so much garbage. First of all, the Bonk Atomic Punch. The current problem with this is the massive slowdown you get when it runs out if you've taken damage. It's not even like a minor thing, it's just absurd. There was a lot more water in that bottle than I was expecting. Oh boy. So... And another thing is, like, you're extremely susceptible to air blast and sentries while you're bonked, so... Maybe a, like, a slight resistance to, movement... What the hell am I trying to say?
Movement debuffs.
Movement debuffs, I guess.
Bonk,
maybe
knockback.
Yeah, maybe like a 30. Maybe knockback. God, what kind of, like, while you have the effect active, what kind of knockback resistance could you have while bonked? Because currently you're just Scout, but invincible.
I don't know.
Maybe a 35% resistance to all forms of knockback?
Maybe.
I'm tempted.
Much.
I'm tempted to just make it a 100% resistance against air blast, because fuck air blast, but you know, 35% is more reasonable.
100% is a bit too much.
It's just towards air blast. Sentries and that still deal just 35% less. But yeah, 35% knockback resistance while bonked. That could work.
Yeah.
Now the poor old Criticola, this got slammed with the marked for death nerf, which I don't think you can just slap marked for death onto something and call it a day. Cause like the Criticola in itself was already like fairly balanced, cause you lose the mid-range spam damage of a pistol. You don't get Mad Milk just as a blanket statement, and you also miss out on the Flying Guillotine. What the Criticola gave you was completely fair for what you lose out on having.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that the thing was paired a lot with the Babyface's blaster, because haha, outrun your hitbox, lol.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just remove the mark for death, and you've got a completely fine weapon. Next up, the Sandman. Oh, the poor Sandman.
More balls.
Throw 5 balls all at once.
Hell yeah.
Taking on 5 balls.
As a starter, I think reducing the health penalty from -15 to -10 is a good start. Cause the amount of fights I've survived with like a health penalty a weapon that doesn't have a health penalty with like 3 health left, it happens way too often. And then maybe increasing the length of the slowdown by like 1 second and the severity of the effect by like 5%. Because now that it's no longer a stun mechanic, it's kind of just worthless. And it's 5% stronger. There we go. So 5% more health plus a little bit more strength from the effect and a slightly longer. Now these next two are a pair. By themselves, they are perfectly fine. These are really fine weapons. The Rap Assassin and the Flying Guillotine. I don't think these are actually bad weapons. Like there's actually a handful of weapons in here that aren't garbage. They are just...
The Rap Assassin?
They're just severely outclassed by all your other options.
Hmm.
I mean, the Rap Assassin is kind of just like an objectively better Sandman since it got nerfed. But it's still not great. You're still better off with, like, the Basher or the Thano War. Or the Atomizer. Pretty much anything else, really, unfortunately. It isn't Sandman or stock. So a suggestion that's been thrown around a bit is make the Flying Guillotine act kind of like the Flare Gun, critting on bleeding targets. Although, how much damage does the Guillotine do on an initial hit? The Flying Guillotine.
Whatever it is, increase it by 10 times. Make it just insta-kill everything.
Okay, it does 50 damage, so 150 on a crit. Oh. Okay, that might be a bit too powerful. Maybe just mini crits, bleeding targets. Bleeding targets. So we're buffed to the Flying Guillotine, and no, extend the box. Cool. Okay. 25% increase in recharge rate. Alt Fire launches a festive ornament that shatters, causing bleed, minus 65% damage penalty. Maybe... Maybe make kills refill the Rap Assassin's meter by like 15%.
Doesn't it already recharge fairly quickly?
Yeah. The Rap Assassin.
Because the guillotine was faster, I know that much.
The guillotine is absurdly quick.
Yeah.
The Rap Assassin, where is it? Where is the... Giving the player more frequent shots. Okay, can you just tell me how long it takes to recharge? Thanks. Attack interval... It does not seem to want to tell me how long it takes. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Wait, hold on. In the latest update, the Jungle Defender, the Salmon got a reduction in ball generation to 10 seconds, from 15 seconds. Along with some other changes, such as the ball only slowing the victim and more. Okay, so 7.5 second recharge time on... No, shush. On, the Rap Assassin projectiles. Okay. 7.5 seconds, right. Okay, yeah, mini crit bleeding targets for the guillotine and the and any kill refills the Rap Assassin meter by 15%. Now another one that's the Equalizer's been pretty bad since it got split in two. Damage increases as the user becomes injured. 90% less healing from medic sources. What can be done about the Equalizer? Okay, it does 33 damage at base, 65 at 114 health, 88 at 52, and at 1 health, it deals 107 damage when you're at 1 health.
Oh.
Healing. What can be done to the funny Equalizer to make it useful? Because currently, you know, it's just outclassed by the whip and the escape plan and the funny shovel. Maybe, maybe a slightly faster swing speed?
Maybe.
Holstering is like putting the weapon away and pulling out a new one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe, just to kind of set it off and being a bit better than, or a bit more on par with the escape plan, maybe a 5% faster holster speed on the Equalizer? So you can put it away just that tiny bit quicker? Okay, Ass Passer, Ass Gasser. Aside from this thing being absolutely terrifying in MVM and the fact that you can throw it through walls for some reason, it's not very good.
I mean, it's a pretty good fucking combo with the flog.
Yeah. I mean, at the very, very least, targets coated count as wet. At the very least. That in itself makes this a really good tool to pair up with the funny sign. At the very least, make people covered in oil count as being wet. Anything else, or just make it, you know, count as wet? That should do. Now, the hot hand. The slappy hand
It's
is
a meme weapon.
yeah.
It needs no buffing.
It doesn't mean it can't be used. It doesn't mean it can't be good. Look at the market guy. Now that's a meme weapon. Let's argue it's one of Soldier's best melees.
Yeah, because it uses one of his primary mechanics.
Maybe because, you know, Pyro's not swinging around a massive axe or weapon. A faster swing speed?
Doesn't it already have a faster swing speed?
No, you get a movement speed boost when you hit an enemy.
Hmm.
But yeah, just make it slap slightly quicker so it gets closer to good damage. Now, these next two are heavy primaries that, while they aren't exactly garbage, it's just stock in the Tomislav exist, and kind of leave them very few useful cases. The Huo Long Heater, it's good, but again, stock in the Tomislav just exist.
Hmm.
Maybe increase the radius of the ring.
I'd say increase the radius of the ring, lift it up a bit so spies can't just jump over it.
Yeah.
And maybe lower the ammo usage.
Yeah, because it just destroys your ammo.
Consumes 3 ammo per second instead of 4. Okay, so the ring of fire that it lets out goes out further and has a bigger hitbox going upward, so that again spies can't just jump over the damn thing. And it also consumes 1 less ammo a second, which on paper might not sound like too big of a change, but that honestly adds up a lot over time.
Yeah.
Now this next one, oh, it's my baby. It's King Thick Lettuce, the Natasha. This is more of a, it's really fucking annoying to play against. I mean, it's plagued by both a 25% damage penalty and a 30% slower spin-up time.
Yeah.
The slowdown effect is crippling, but it's at its best when you're at, like, point-blank range, where miniguns are already incredible. And the damage resistance is just something it stole from the Brass Beast, which is nice to have.
I guess.
But what can be done to it so it's not just known as the annoying piece of shit that everyone dreads seeing the enemy heavy with?
I mean, no one likes the slowdown effect.
Hmm.
No, it would be terrifying. Every hit that it does, it makes a minigun fire faster for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times.
Or 5 times attack speed.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, holy shit, Alec, what the fuck? 5x attack
like 5 stacks of the attack speed thing.
5x attack speed heavy, what will he do?
Oh god, oh fuck.
Run out of ammo in a second at that rate.
Essentially.
That would actually be a complete rework of how its gimmick works.
Well, yeah, that's the point. No one likes to slow down.
So just to make the Natasha go speed. There we go. And that would actually perfectly offset the 25% damage penalty. My original thought was just to reduce the damage penalty and spin up time, but no, that's such a better idea.
Make it faster.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say like 5% extra speed per damage tick.
Up to 25% faster speed. Up to 25% faster. There we go. Yeah, that would make it instead of just, you know, being like, oh god, a Natasha heavy, it'd be like, oh god, a Natasha heavy.
Imagine that on a times 100 server.
Yeah, that would be terrifying.
No!
There would be an increase of like 500% per hit. Although
Speed.
500% per hit to
2,500. 2,500. God, although good luck spinning it up with that 3,000% slower spin up time.
100.
If you're patient enough.
And have a dispenser nearby.
2,500. No, 1,250,000 times this percent.
Oh. Oh, gross.
So divide that by 100. 12,500 times the speed.
Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh, gross. I hate it.
Gorey.
But again, you can't spin it up.
Yeah. That 3,000% slower spin time. Okay, so
So unless you can work around that, yeah, you can't use it.
I mean,
Oh,
how
yeah.
do people manage to spin up the brass beast?
determination. Okay, so you might have noticed that we didn't talk about any demo or NG weapons because we talked about all their bad ones last time. Now the final thing.
Talk about the Orbital Caber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't talk about any new weapons for them. We talked about the Pumpin and the Caber, but nothing brand new. Because we already covered all their other bad shit in the previous video. The final weapon for the heavy weapons guy, the eviction notice.
Holy crap.
What the hell? What? Just why? You attack faster.
I'd say just remove the damage, lower the damage penalty.
Yeah. Lower damage penalty from minus 60% to what, minus 50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not minus 50. Probably minus 35.
That would lead to it being able. That would lead it to be capable of out damaging stock in DPS. You realize that?
Oh.
Because currently it's a 40. Because it attacks 40% faster. Is it currently said it deals about 33% less than the stock fists per second? So, actually, maybe 45 a second. So it gets close to being able to match stock.
You'd want it to be somewhat near the damage of stock, so that way it's a side grade. So
Yeah.
it would need to be.
I mean, then again, there's also the lifesteal.
Yeah.
Not lifesteal, life drain.
I was thinking, like, because currently that plus the GRU will lower your maximum health to 100. Maybe make the eviction notice only drain you down to a minimum of 150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life drain can't go lower than 150. Alright, there we go. That leaves it a side grade and an alternative to the GRU, because currently it's pretty much a downgrade in every way.
I'll stuff your wall in the crust.
What? Okay, now.
What are you guys doing?
Talking about buffing bad TF2 weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you typing them all down?
I've got a PowerPoint up, yeah.
Writing a complaint email to Valve?
Nah, man,
Pretty much.
I got that OBS open, boy.
Probably not the best idea, seeing as Josh and Villa were talking about payday. Like half of it.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Okay. The only thing we want to talk about for Medic, and it's by far his most situational weapon, the Solemn Vow. This is another one of
My
those.
baby.
The Solemn Vow is another one of those. It's not dog shit. It's just way too situational and depressingly outclassed by other options.
Make it say health at all times rather than when equipped.
Yeah, that's
No, it does already do that.
It does?
it. Does
Yeah.
it?
I thought it was just when equipped.
Yeah, I thought you had to
It's done that for me.
I thought you had to have the stupid thing held out. Hold on. Having this weapon in the loadout allows the player to view enemies. Okay, that actually makes it better than I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still excruciatingly situational, but, you know.
It just never works for me.
I mean, the allowing you to see enemy health thing can be useful, but it's honestly at its best when playing Battle Medic, where you have to know who to pick your fights.
Exactly.
By which point you're already better off using Ubersaw.
God, this is a strange one. What the hell? What do you do with this thing?
Have it bleed.
Bleed?
Oh.
Oh. Actually, yeah, that could be interesting.
Still related to enemy's health.
Yeah. And also, you know, you're literally smacking them with a bust of marble. If it's shattered into your hand, that hurt like a bitch.
I'd reckon bleed or either a situational crit, mini crit.
Yeah, I think bleed for 5 seconds on hit could make this. I think it would put it about on level with maybe the Vitasaur, which, you know, is still only just better than stock, but still.
Only just.
The bleed would be nice. Now, the only thing for Sniper, the Tribalman Shiv. I actually really like the Tribalman Shiv. You bleed for 6 seconds if you get hit by it, however it deals half damage of stock. Now the main purpose the Tribalman Shiv serves is kind of similar to the Southern Hospitality of tracking spies as they try to run away. Problem. Cloaking as spy halves the length of any and all status effects you are currently suffering from.
Well, then just double the length.
Which leads... This leads to the Tribalman Shiv and the Hospitality partially failing at the only reason they exist. Well, the main reason they exist. So, no, don't just double the length to 12 seconds. You have any idea how awful of an idea that is. But I'm thinking of changing...
That'd just kill everything.
If they can't find a health pack or a medic, GG.
One hit, they're dead.
I'm thinking change it from regular bleeding to severe bleeding, which is pretty much the same as regular bleed, except Medigun plus going invisible does not lower its duration.
Okay. What other weapon uses that?
Nothing, I don't think. So it would be a new mechanic, but
fair enough.
There we go. This could also be applied to the Southern Hospitality.
Maybe.
So I guess I was wrong. We technically did have a brand new NG weapon to talk about. Technically, I suppose. I mean, yeah, it could work on the Southern Hospitality, but... Okay, that's right, yeah, that's right. The Hospitality doesn't have a damage penalty like the Shiv does. Also, what is the point of the Southern Hospitality's fire damage increase? Like, the amount of times I've been set on fire as NG in my almost 40 hours of playing the class, it is very low. Unless I run in like a goddamn idiot, I'm not gonna be set on fire. So it's a pointless ad that's just there because lol. Someone at Valve spun they spun like the wacky wheel and someone threw the dart and it landed on fire damage increase. And the final...
How about melee vulnerability?
Oh, on the Hospitality.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, if anything, I'd just say just remove that because it already doesn't deal random crits, so it's already fairly balanced.
But then in comp, it's just almost a direct upgrade, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't commonly see NGs in comp that often anyway. It's mainly just like soldier demo scouts.
Sorry? Highlander.
Highlander, yeah, alright. I mean, the fire damage vulnerability is kind of strange, but I suppose there are cases where that's kind of the best thing to give it, because, I mean, if you get into a melee fight with a spy trying to trick stab you, then, you know, that damage vulnerability would be a hindrance. So it would go back to kind of sucking a little bit at its intended job. Okay, finally, the Ambassador. Oh, you poor thing.
I don't even know what happened to it.
Its critical damage is now affected by range. It can only deal the full 102 up to, I believe, 75 feet. Which, you know that on that...
just completely nullifies the point of criticals.
Exactly. You know that, like, that upwards... You know how in Well you've got that window area?
Yeah.
From one end of that to the other, if you try to headshot someone, I think that you can barely get 102. Like, that distance. Barely get the crit. Actually, no, I think it's closer to, like, half the distance or something. The point is, the ambi ain't great.
Make it pre-jungle Inferno ambi.
Honestly, that's not even, like, a joke thing.
It was a goddamn handheld sniper rifle.
I mean, the main problem with the Ambassador was it was mostly used in conjunction with the Dead Ringer. Yeah, I mean, maybe not full reversion. So the way it currently works is there's this invisible barrier where a headshot from the ambi goes from dealing like 55 damage to I think 17 on a headshot. And which at that point I'm pretty sure you're just better going for a body shot.
Yeah.
Which is really, really stupid. But if I remember correctly from Soundsmith's video, he brought up the fact that its fall off should start at about like I think 100 feet, and then at 150 feet, and at 150 feet plus, it becomes a consistent 55 damage headshot.
Huh? So they're just changing the fall off.
Yeah, increase fall off to begin at 100 feet instead of 75 feet, and increase minimum headshot damage to 55. So no matter what range you're at, you're going to at least be dealing 55 with a headshot. Okay, and that's the Ambassador out of the way, and that's everything. 37 minutes.
Well,
Don't know if that felt shorter or longer, but
who knows?
there we go. Praying to God that we don't have to make a third one. Please, I don't want to have to do this a third time.
Where have you been? Searching all alone, searching all alone. Facing for that all